What is self-realisation? It's just seeing through the identification that there aren't lots of separate people in the world. It's all the one being, playing all of the roles. So the one being can have individual experiences, but it's always the one being. So the tighter you hold on to that idea that you're separate, the more the game is serious and constricted and hard. The more we allow our true self to flow through this appearance, because it is only ever the one being playing all these characters, and we just have a very strong sense of self, of who we are, and that's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. But with that strong sense of self becomes a suffering, because it's personal. You take everything personally. And the self, the one being, doesn't mind that. It can get lost in all the roles. It can go down the rabbit hole of a separate person and get completely lost. But it seems as if at some point it decides to stop playing the game, to have that character, that identity wake up and realise the truth of who they are, that they have always been the sovereign being, the infinite space that's awake and aware. It just went down the rabbit hole of identity. And when we just let go of that fixed personal view and all the things that come with that, we're free to play the game unfiltered. It's like life can just flow through us. And it's effortless. I always see like a hose pipe, and I see it bent over. You know, if you're restricting the flow, there's some area of tension and contractedness, and the flow's being constricted, so you're not actually your true expression, which is fine. But actually, we have a choice to play the game however we want. And, you know, this is the game. Me telling you, you have a choice. You already are the sovereign being, the one true self, the one being. So if you've ever had a moment where you thought, gosh, I didn't even feel like I was doing that, or things just went so easily you can't quite believe it. You've done a long car journey, you think, oh, did I do that? Or, you know, you've been on a plane and you've taken various modes of transport and you're home, you think, did I do that? It seemed like an effortless journey. Or things just fall into place. That's effortless being. And it's to have a look at actually what's been going on, instead of searching outside for answers. That what's actually been showing up in your life. You know, some people feel like they have peak experiences. That's usually while they're on the path, they've had a glimpse. So what happened when you had that glimpse? Instead of searching for another glimpse, hold on a minute. The curtain was pulled back for a moment. Why not stop there? Look at that crack. What was that? What were you being shown? Quite often people say it's oneness, ease, lightness. I had 3 days of bliss. So it's showing you, okay, so it's not to search for that bliss. It's to like, okay, so I saw the bliss. Let's look at what that was, because that's still here. You know, if we search for it somewhere else, we won't find it. It's just the natural state of effortless being is wisdom and bliss, joy, ease, lightness. So yeah, never going to find it outside of ourselves, only by awareness becoming aware of itself, by stopping and looking. Actually, if I don't do anything right now, what's there? If I don't search for a better feeling moment, what's here? So the identity, the mind-made self, ego, will offer you lots of suggestions. They are just tickets to suffer. That's just a mind-made self, an identity built from conditioning, environmental conditioning of this body-mind, mental, physical, and an emotional. Creates a separation. The tickets to suffer. The mind will say it's not that easy. The mind will say, it'll just say lots of things. And if you pick them up and believe them, then that's your experience. I mean, I can't really make it any simpler than that. You are this infinite intelligence and wisdom and beauty and expressiveness and potentiality. That's your nature. That's inherent in who you are. But it's clouded by the ideas about yourself. You've got to work really hard. You've got to, can't be happy all the time. Be careful, don't be too happy, because people don't like it. Aren't I wonderful? You know, let's look at that ego from a different way. It either inflates you or it deflates you. I mean, it just offers you tickets to suffer, even if it's inflating you, because then everybody around you thinks you're an idiot or thinks you're a pain in the bottom because you're just in their face. And actually, what is here when we don't pick up those tickets to suffer? And we don't play the game of separation. I am a separate person in the world. I am, well, what are you? And you don't pick anything up. What's here? Right now, we don't do anything. And if we sit here and we're offered something, that's fine. It's just appearing effortlessly. So whatever's appearing effortlessly, we learn to not just pick it up. We learn to look at it. First of all, we realise it's not true. Or at least let's have a look to see if it's true. I'm not good enough. I'm better than everybody else. You know, let's look at both ways. It's going to offer you tickets. Because, you know, I guess the other tickets are more attractive. The ones that tell you you've got it. Oh, yeah, you've got it now. You've got really good understanding of your true nature. Of course you've got it. You are it. There's nothing to get. Oh dear. I mean, it's for no sense of a person here saying this video. If I get involved, I'd be like, oh, you can't go on there and be spouting on about this like that in such a, if I picked up tickets, my mind would offer me that. And I can still hear it offering me tickets. Just don't believe in the whole game of separation, of, and don't worry about that. Oh, well, I don't feel oneness, I can't. But, again, that's a ticket to suffer. It's a ticket to separation. Well, everything seems to fall into place once you see through the game of the mind is offering you tickets. It's offering you thoughts about this, what it's learned about this separate person that's got to survive. They all come with all the tickets come with this sort of four main things of control. If I can control my environment, because it feels separate, so it wants to control its environment. It wants to have security because it thinks it's going to die. And this, your true self, doesn't die because it wasn't born. Sorry. It can't die because it wasn't born. The body-mind was, the vehicle was. The identity was born with it. But we're prior to all of that. I don't know where I was with the four once. Control, approval, security, separation. That once the idea of separation's picked up, lots of tickets come with it. So we've been playing the game from limitation, and that's fine. It's because the self doesn't mind at all. It's like, wow, I can really play it limited. Or I can play it really free. It wants to try everything, and that's who you are. So there's nothing to find. It's to turn around and see what's already there, and to realize whatever's offered up from effortlessly, it's just arising in your awareness, and you are the awareness. In the space, you are the space. In the presence, you are the presence. That's just the game of separation, the tickets to suffer. So, don't look for anything. Just see what's already there. Don't search for a better feeling. Don't search. That's all the mind. It's all separation. I need something. Just look what's already there. When you don't look for anything, what's there already? What's always been there all the way through your life? Quietly. I don't know if you've got any sense of just stopping and seeing what's there. And the mind may offer up thoughts. So there's an awareness of thoughts. Because when you're not personalizing everything like the thoughts, you don't pick them up. And there's just awareness of thoughts. There's an awareness of separation. There's a tendency to pick up tickets. So there's an awareness of a tendency or a history of picking up tickets. It's all a story. It happened. I'm not saying it didn't happen. It feels very real, and it is. That was all played out. But what's here, what was always there, was what you were searching for. Uncaused happiness, ease. That's why we were searching for it, because we knew it existed, because we are it, and you've had moments of it. So you sort of want to get back to that, but it's always here. It's just a matter of uncovering it. And uncovering it is just not picking up the mind with all its stories of who you are in the world. They are stories about who you are. I'm not saying you don't act them out, but they are stories like a script. What do you want today? The mind's going to offer you all sorts of options. Okay. I just thought I'd hop on and just be the expression of life that wants to talk to life about life, because it cares about life. Life cares about itself, so that's why it expresses that at some point it doesn't want to be lost and suffering. It wants to come home to itself. Just like any adventure, you know, you want to just come home after a while. You've experienced all of that. Now it's time just to rest. So I would just offer you the chance to see what's already here. Thanks for watching.